Hello everyone, my name is Orlando, and this video will show you a simulation model that my team and I have created for a local shoe store chain, Fratello, where in this simulation we have created an innovative solution for the company to offer their customers a different experience and also change the whole selling process. Now, the business model in almost every shoe store hasn't changed in many years. The typical service process is that a salesman asks you what kind of product do you want to try, and immediately the same person goes to the warehouse and look for it. After that, the salesperson brings you the pair of shoes that you order and you try them, and if it was what you were looking for, then you have to go to the cashier and pay for them. This type of service is well known in many shoe stores and boutiques, nothing new at all. The main problem with this kind of service is that you are limited in the capacity that every salesperson has to process different orders from different customers and at the same time look for all those products in many different spots in the same warehouse. To put things in context, Fratello has 3,500 different SKUs in every store. So, as you can imagine, they have a really big sales floor and also a really vast warehouse. For example, when a single customer asks to the salesperson three different kind of products, the salesperson has to go to three different spots at the warehouse, and then the whole selling process turns into a really non-efficient process that will cause to the customers feel a not personalized service and also a really time consuming selling process.
As we were explaining, the current model that the company uses is that the customer arrives to the shoe store and then order to the salesperson the shoe that they want to try. The salesperson has to go to the warehouse where here makes a particular process that we call a split pair, which consists into separate the left from the right shoe, because the right shoe is the one that the customer tries in the fitting room. After that, is if everything is okay, the customer asks for the pre-ticket, and with this pre-ticket he goes to the cashier and pays the product. Before this process can occur, the salesperson has to go again upstairs to look for the left shoe and take the left shoe downstairs, then join the pair and deliver it to the cashier. So when the customer arrives to the cashier with the pre-ticket, they can process their payment. Now, in the new model that we are proposing to Fratello, there are many different changes. First, the customer arrives to the shoe store and then he order their shoes. And here's the first major change. The salesperson will use a mobile device that will have an app installed, and this app will send the information to the warehouse operator. The warehouse operator with this information will look for the product at the warehouse, and then the same person will split the product and then send the right shoe through a conveyor right to the fitting room. Here's the first major change. Second major change is that when the customer decides that the product fits properly, then he asks the pre-ticket and go to the cashier. For that process, the salesperson has to confirm the sale through the mobile application, and the warehouse operator will send the product through another conveyor just direct to the join pair process. With this, the salesperson delivers the shoe box into the cashier, and then the customer finally can pay. You can see here many different changes in the customer, and now I will show you how this process is seen through the dashboards. Here, as you can see, now the salesperson only takes 20% of its time to receive customers and process sales order, And the warehouse operator is now using 56% of its time looking for the product. So as you can see, we are dividing tasks and reallocating resources uh, in order that now the salesperson will be more efficient and will increase its sales because they are processing more customers.
So as we have shown you, this process represents a more efficient in terms of time and also in terms of the number of customers that you will process and receive at the same time. We have a few suggestions for Fratello in order to have a successful implementation. The first one is that they have to implement this solution in a really small scale in one of their shoe stores and compare the real time with the time that we have simulated. Also, they have to install automatic conveyors that will transport the shoe boxes and implement an optimized accommodation of shoe categories in the warehouse based on the most sold items in order to reduce the searching times. After, after all these suggestions, they have to make an overall evaluation about the customer response to this new personalized service. So our main findings and conclusions are that Fratello, with this innovative solution, will offer their clients a more personalized and also a more efficient selling process. This will represent a competitive advantage against the shoe stores that will continue to follow the same selling process that is inefficient and is no longer attractive to the actual customers that are looking for a more personalized service and also to the customers that are not satisfied with the e-commerce proposal. This is a really different selling process that we are sure that Fratello will implement in a successful way, and for that reason and as a consequence of that, they will increase their sales and also they will increase the overall customer satisfaction. Thank you for all. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.